Flip the switch, light the fire, ideas spinning higher, higher. Testing melting shapes take form. Welcome to the stream. Do it 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the stream. Lines of code, sparks that fly, layers stacking, reaching sky. Mistakes happen, we don't cry. We learn, we teach, we play. Together every day. Welcome to the stream. Do it 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the stream. What will we make today? What will the laser say? Engraving shadows bright, crafting through the night. Welcome to the stream. Do it 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the
Hello and welcome to Sunday night on DeWitt 3D and Laser. Welcome everybody to the stream. Before I forget to say it, Betty Boop, it's early, but happy birthday, because I doubt I'll be on Tuesday. So happy early birthday. Happy early birthday. That's awesomeness that you have a birthday. So let's see who's here. Jerry is here as always. Thank you for being here, Jerry. Ranch Kid. Makeup, yeah, exactly. I had to get the makeup on. Andrew Humphrey, the class clown, is here. You know that you're going to be stuck with that forever now. Betty Boop is here. Guy the Jedi is here. Let's see who else is here. Kilroy is here. Hello, Kilroy. And I think that is it. I think that is it. So welcome everybody. It's been a week. It's been a whole week since we've been on last. So you know, you were shocked. Why were you shocked? I don't know why you were shocked. Looks and sound goods. Thank you so much, Jerry. I'm actually nice and clean and tonight. I didn't bring a water with me, but I got a cup over there and I got a water over there. If I get thirsty, I'll go grab my water. So you should change your name to the Class Clown. Yes, you should. That should be your YouTube name, Andrew, for sure. So anyways, welcome guys. Last time we started the Jabberwocky. We're going to continue working on the Jabberwocky. I have done a squat to the Jabberwocky other than I printed the clear inserts out of PCTG that have to go into the piece that we finished on last week. So that is what we got to do. Brent Ferguson from Texas. How you doing, y'all? Welcome to the stream. Did I miss anybody else? Looks like we have about 18 people on so far. That usually picks up as the evening goes on, so we'll get her going and we will, you know, people that show up a little bit late can play catch up and all that stuff. So I'm going to switch over here. Tulsa Skin is here. Hello, hello. I'm going to try and say hi as you guys pop in. The actual live YouTube feed is, the chat in the live YouTube feed is a little bit ahead of what I'm getting on Evemux, which is fine. It's like 5 seconds or something like that. The chat always seems to be quicker. So look at that. John is here. I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name because I'll butcher it, but hello, John. So we were, last time, we were at this stage right here where we finished putting together the extruder front cover assembly. Okay, we got the LED in, we got the little switches, the sensor switches. I'm not even sure what those are going to control yet, but we're going to find out. And then next thing, we didn't have this, which is the clear insert. And then next thing we're going to start working on is this sharf. That must be a foreign language for sharp. Sharf. Transient. I'm not even going to try and say that. But there is where we're at. Right at that spot right there. Why did I do what I just did? I don't know why I did what I just did. So there we go. Joe Rust, hello, hello. AFM 380. Hello, Joe Rust. Raj D just popped in as well. And who else did we see? Nobody else. I think that's it for now. I think we are caught up with the hellos. I think we are caught up. Collie just popped in too. Look at all you guys popping in, just like, you know, boop, boop, boop. It's like popcorn. You just every, you know. Anyways. So the piece I just printed, which we didn't have printed last week, if we just focus right here, we just finished assembling this piece here. We had the wires all coming out. We had to put the LED inside here. And then you had this clear piece. So there was 2 options to print on the clear piece. There was a logo and there was a piece called Monster. So because I'm afraid of monsters, I'm going to go with the one that says logo. And this is transparent PCTG. I printed that in, and that'll just slide right into that piece like that. And that's going to be able to illuminate that LED that is under there. That is a that's a fancy LED. My brain escapes me right now the actual name of that, but anyways, that part goes in there like so. So we'll continue on now, and we need the ingredients for the blade holder. So who else is showing up? Nobody else is showing up, and we now have 23 people. I appreciate everybody watching. Go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys, if you're not. If you don't like me, that's okay. You can watch me. And if you don't want to watch me, that's okay too. You don't have to like me. So there we go. I'm having allergy issues, so my voice may be a little sinusy sounding today because I am plugged up like a clogged drain right now. So here we go. Done and done. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. Okay, there's our blade, which comes nice and safely packaged. So that is our blade, which is going to be used to cut our filament, because this does have a cutter. Oh, this comes with a few blades, actually. Look at that. It looks like we got 4 or 5 blades in here. At least 3 to 4 to 5 blades in there. 5 pieces. It says right there on the bag. 5 pieces. So I was pretty close in guessing that, wasn't I? We have our little blade holder thingamadoobers here. We have this is going to be part of the cutting system. Now, for some reason, I printed 2 of these. And I think, again, there's 2 options to print, but these both have the V60 number on them. And sometimes I just print 2 just because I like to have a spare. So go figure. I think that's going to be part of what we're doing next. And I think this is all we're going to need. So let's go ahead and check the video. You've got a frickin' cold, yeah. These are allergies. Hey, pup away. You were here but gone, but not to worry, you won't be for long. That almost rhymes, pop away. You should write a book. Oh, forgive the sniffing. It's just bad allergies today. Okay, let's switch over to the display. So our next, what they're saying, will assemble the filament cutter, Filamatrix. Okay, begin at the end by installing the blade. Carefully press into the blade carrier using the blade installation tool. The blade carrier is printed on a textured plate. It is recommended to sand it lightly to ensure a smooth finish. The blade carrier is printed on, if the blade carrier is printed on a textured plate, it is recommended to sand it lightly to ensure a smooth finish. So let's see, the blade carrier is this guy here. It was printed on a textured plate, but it is a very smooth finish. It wasn't a very deep. Here, let me actually go ahead and put you back here. It was printed on a textured plate, but it's not a very rough finish at all. It's actually quite smooth, so we're not going to worry about that. So let's pop a blade out of here. Hey, Soldier Farms, how are you doing today? Okay, we'll pop a blade out. There's 5 of them. We just need 1. There we go. We have 4 spares because, you know, we all know 5 minus 1 is 3. 4. Here is the blade carrier, which is supposed to be to help prevent slicing my finger open. But if you know me, oh, so I think the front of the blade goes in that like so. And then we, with the blade portion up, so that does have a very tiny taper, so we want the taper up in here. Come on, get in there again. I just had you in there. There we go. And then the blade holder, we're holding in the down position like this, and we are sliding the blade in. Do I need to clean that slot out? Maybe I do, but let's just see. No, something is, yeah, I gotta grab a knife and clean the slot of that blade out. Something is causing that to not be, hey Big Bad Joe, something is causing that not to go in there. So let me grab my little sharp tool here, this little guy, and let's just see what's going on in here. There's a piece of filament in there. Okay, can I get that out? Watch closely, get the screen caps ready, because there could be some blood here. I'm not going to try, but you never know. I don't want to get careful of that piece. I see the piece that's stuck in there now. Got a little bit of it out. I don't want to deform this piece. If I have to print another one, not a big deal. Yeah, and see it's starting to split here. See how it's starting to split there? Let's see if this will go in. If I got to print another one, so be it. But let's just see if I can get this. Nah, see, we're gonna split that holder there. So we may end up just printing. I may just, yeah, see that broke off. So let's just go ahead and print another piece. Yeah, see, it's the overhang in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some overhang filament in there that was not quite overhanging properly. And yeah, we're going to have to reprint that piece. Not a big deal. Yeah, of course, that's the one piece I didn't print a spare of, right? I have 2 of everything, but not 2 of that. So let's go ahead and, hey, Dominic Versetto. I'm going to switch back to me right here. I'm going to grab that filament, and I am going to, don't go anywhere. I'm just going right over here to the filament shelf. That's teal. That's the HTPLA teal. Better yet, let's go ahead and, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it with that. So I'm just going to throw some teal on the A1 here and quickly reprint that part. Hey David Walton, happy Sunday to you too. Here we go. We're pretty fortunate in our climate. We don't have to bag our filament, especially our PLA, because it stays fairly dry. So let me just go ahead and quickly load the A1 up here. And let me load the teal filament in here. Come on. There we go. There we go. And what I'll do, since they asked, is I will grab a, where's my other beds here? Somewhere here I have a, I have a whole bunch of beds for these printers somewhere, and I have a smooth bed. We'll just run it on this bed. It's relatively smooth. Okay, fair enough. Okie doke. I'm just going to reprint this part, then we'll build on the other stuff while this part's reprinting. Big Bad Joe, $5. Thank you so much for Band-Aids. Oh, hopefully we don't need any, but thank you so much, Big Bad Joe. I appreciate that. I hope I don't need them. Hey, Icon. How you doing? Okay. Hopefully we don't need Band-Aids. It's hot. Man, I got to get my little fan going here. I am sweating. We're having a late summer for September. This is usually getting into our cooler season, but it's pretty warm here this month. So I'm just going to pop that little fan on. There we go. Just a little portable. This is just a wireless portable fan that I use to keep myself cool. Oh, there, that feels better already. Okay, so let's just going to quickly open the slicer here. Boom, boom. No build plate placed. Yeah, I know. I made a brain fart earlier. But there's a build plate there now. Don't worry about that. So I can, just so you guys aren't bored with just me seeing here. Been cool in Nova Scotia, but warmed up today. We've had a very warm week. We had a crappy summer here for the most part. Okay, so yeah, we'll just leave PLA. I don't care if it shows orange. That's fine. Let's just sync the PLA. Let's go ahead and synchronize. And there's the orange. There's the lenses I just printed. So we'll delete that. We'll delete that. I'm just going to grab my, files here. Jabberwocky and STLs, and that was the extruder and the, no, we are looking at the blade mount. We are looking at the extruder. We're on mount probes. Must be lower tool head. Conch mount. Where's, okay, I'm just got to find that file. There we are, blade holder. LDO 37 blade holder. So that's what we want right here. I'll just, whoa, we don't want all those, stop. There we go, just like that. And actually, just because I can, I'm going to clone, and we're going to clone it twice. Okay, and we're going to print 3 of them because, and I'm going to go, strength is going to be 4 perimeters, 5 and 5, 45% infill, 45% infill, and gyroid. Heck, these are tiny pieces. Let's just give it a solid print. Let's slice the plate. Should be like 10 minutes. Yeah, I know. Should be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, big deal. And we'll print the plate, and we will, wrong filament. Why did you select the wrong filament? Oh, because I have the wrong filament selected. And we want filament number 2. There we go. Now let's slice the plate and print it. And there we go. Okay. Soldier Farms, got to do chores, popping in to say hi. Well, I appreciate that, Soldier Farms. Thank you so much. And Jack in the Shop, another Sunday. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is another Sunday in the studio. And there goes our beautiful music tune. Let's go back to this. So we can skip this part for now. We're just going to wait for this to print. But in the meantime, I think, oh no, we have to have that part on to do this. Oh, that kind of sucks. Okay, so, well, we'll chat while we wait for this to print then. 15 minutes chat. Why not? Oops. There we are. So we got to let that print. Did you change the orientation to avoid bridging? No, because I think it's going to work. This is going to be on a different printer. And I guess I could orient it sideways, I suppose. Let's just see, what could I have done with that? But I don't want to have to use supports. Let's just see. So if I could I have, I suppose, oh, I'm not changing my display. I suppose I could print it. I suppose I could print it that way. Let's see what that looks like sliced. Okay, that might work. Let's see. Just have that one bridge right there. But we have an overhang right there that probably wouldn't work. I would need to put support material right in under here. Let's just print these and see what happens. Let's see what these do. Let's see what these do. I can probably start. Okay, we have that done. We're going to wait till that's done. Yeah, so we need those, but let's go ahead and go next. I can probably start on the lower portion of this. Yeah, I can start on the lower body here while we're waiting for this to print. So we'll do the lower tool head assembly here. Here we go. So there's a few little steps that we can do in the lower before we have to attach the lower in the upper. So let's go ahead and start on the lower tool head assembly while we're waiting for this to print. Either Tim or Steve have to stream on Sunday, or I can't internally calibrate your week. That's too funny. Too funny, Brent. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So let's go back, and we're going to grab the parts that we need. We're going to need the heat inset tool again, so let's get this plugged in. Right here, and let's turn this on. And there we are. Let that heat up. And we're going to need a heat inset on this piece right here, this beautiful blue piece. This is to begin by installing heat insets into both the shroud body and the conch mount. Lay the shroud body face down, so we have a shroud body heat inset to put in, which is this guy here. And that heat inset is going where? What? Oh, there's a piece of support material in here that I got to break out. So here. Oh. Okay, careful. Let's move that over here. That gets a little bit hot. There's a piece of support material right in here that I got to break out. So let's just do that. We'll grab this and right there. That one, there we go. So there's where the support came out of, and they want a heat inset. How the heck am I going to get a heat inset in there? Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, let's get out all the supports. There's some more support material right here. There we go. And looks like, is this another piece of support? No, I see a little bit of a break in here. There is one more piece of support material in here. And that is, I think this outside piece comes off. Oh, I'm not sure. I think that outside piece, the bigger piece of this one, comes off so that there's just the two narrow ones left, according to the diagram. Yep, that's right, it does. So, let's see if I can get that off without damaging anything. Here we are. There it is, okay. There we go, perfect. Okay, good. It's not very pretty inside, but hey, this is not a beauty contest either. So now, I still don't know how the heck I'm going to get a heating iron, a soldering iron in here to get that. Anyways, we'll see. We will see. First of all, we need to do one in here. How the heck? Hang on, let's see if it gives me any suggestions. Due to limited space, a standard heat set set tip cannot be used here. Gently press the insert in using the side of the soldering iron. Take your time to ensure the insert sinks in evenly and does not tilt. Use the same method to install. Okay, so we have to do something different here. We have to have a little bit of skill here. Do I have a different soldering iron? No, I'm going to have to take this one off of the mount. So we got to be a little skilled here. So, oi, oi, oi. This is the first time I'm going to have ever done this. And I think that's my orange one. No, it's going to be the, yeah, I think that's the orange. Let's just make sure we get, because we got to take the soldering iron off of this guy. I don't know where my other soldering iron is, so we're going to steal this one. Now this is a hot soldering iron. So we're going to be careful here. There we go. Okay. So let's just put this somewhere while I get the heat insets ready. You know darn well I'm going to burn myself here eventually, so just stay tuned. So we got one heat inset in here. Let's go ahead and switch the camera view here. Hey Raj D. Okay, so that guy goes right in there like so. So, come on back camera, don't do that to me. There we are. Here, I'll give you guys a nice close-up look at what we're doing here. So we're going to put the soldering iron in sideways. And we're going to attempt to evenly push that down. Ooh, that is not as easy as it looks. Okay, a little bit at a time. And I think, no, a little bit more. And a little bit more. I'm a little crooked. There we go. I think we got it. Well, where's my camera? There it is. I think we got it in there. Maybe not the prettiest, and then yeah, you see it's a little bit level there. I think we're okay. I think we're okay for that one. That'll work. Now this one has got to go in this corner right here. Oh, night Raj. Raj was saying good night and I said hi. Okay, so this one. Okay, this one has got to go. Do you want to zoom in on this one too to see me mess this up here? Here, we'll zoom in on this one. Okay. Oh, this one's tighter even. Yeah, that's hot. There we go. The hole's not all that big in this. Is that right? Yeah, this is right. It's a smaller hole, this one. There we go. I think that's about right. So let's just see. Ah, come on. Get in the hole. This, it's not settling in unless, is this a smaller, no, this is the same size. Same size heat inset for this one. But the hole just seems smaller than the other hole. Okay. Get it started at least. Come on. It keeps moving. It's not sitting in that hole properly. Let's just make sure this is actually the right size heat inset I'm using. It doesn't say anything on here about different size heat insets. No. Okay. Get tweezers to hold it. Good idea. Who said that? Guy the Jedi? Look at that. Thinking man right there. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can get this in there straight. Okay. As long as I can get it started. Ah, no. So, soldering iron even on? It is. Now let's get a cold one. Not like let's get a drink, let's just get a cold one. And I can't even drill that hole bigger to get a start on this because there's nowhere to fit a drill bit in there. So let's just be patient with this like this. Here we go. I think we're going. We are going now. Don't know if I think I'm a little off the hole. Oh, I'm way off the hole. Ah, okay. I gotta figure something out here. I'm off center here. Let's see if I can heat this up and pull it out. Yeah, okay, I can pull it out. Jerry's saying stop. Yeah, it's off center. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to grab a screw. I'm going to try this. I'm going to grab a screw. I'm going to put the screw through this hole. I'm going to screw it into the inset. Actually, I've got to clean it. See, well, it did kill the time because that piece is finished. Is this a 3mm? It is. I'm going to just open that hole. There we go. I'm going to push this through. I'm going to screw it into the inset a little bit. There we go. Now I am going to actually heat the inset and push it down through with this. Jerry's right. What did Jerry say? Is that a slot for a square nut? Oh, it is. Well, why are they having me put a heat inset in there then? You know what? You're right. It is. I should have known that. Did I totally ruin it? Let's just see. No, I didn't ruin it. It'll still go into the... Okay. Okay, I missed the comments, Jerry. Thank you. I didn't wreck it that badly. I can still fit a... It'll still work. Here, look. That'll still go in, and I can still put a square nut in there. Well, they didn't... That's what I get for following freaking instructions. Watch, the other one a slot for a square nut too? No, it's not. This one did need the heat inset. Okay. Just turn that off. So obviously, I'm not the only one who struggled with doing that because they obviously changed it to make it a slot for a square nut. So there we go. Okay, let's get this out of the way. See, I got to start reading chat more. Okay. There's not a square nut in it, but it can fit a square nut. So I have a square nut here. I have a square nut here. Yeah, and Jerry's 100% right. They obviously changed that because if you look at the instructions, if you look at the image there, which is right here, there's no hole there for a square nut. They've obviously added that because obviously there's been some difficulty doing that. So So yeah, the square nut is going to go in the round hole. No. So the square nut hole is right here. Right there. Whoops. I didn't deform it or kill it yet. It's just a snug fit. Okay. Let's just grab this with my pliers. And that's not a square nut. That's the wrong nut. That is a, no, that might be the right nut. Let's see if I have any other square nuts here before I use one of those. That's one of the tiny T-nuts. But it's probably what it's going to be used for. I imagine that I would get a spare one, but let's see if I can stick one of these in here. That's going to go in this way, like that. And that's that, yeah. And we'll just make sure that this is actually going to grip it, that I get it in right. And where's my, yep, that is right. That is working. Yep, we're good. Thank you, guys. "3D Sebastian commented first." Okay. Well, either way, you guys all saved my skin here, so it's all good. We got that done. Sometimes I almost screw up. Let's go ahead and pull this print off. We got 3 of these things printed now. There we go. Let's see if that worked. Throw that back over. And yeah, these look like they've got better clearance on them. So we have three tries for $1 here. Don't jabber up my walkie. Are you trying to be the new class clown? Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get this to go in this time. And this time it is still pretty tight. Let's just see, we have three tries for $1 here, so what the heck. That's the bad one that I broke. Yeah, those stupid overhangs that are happening in there. And this one looks like the cleanest. So let's see if this will go in. Let's see. Can I force it? No, that does not want to go in. It's those I may have to print them in that different orientation then. And hopefully that works in here. We've got the blade in the right way there. Get the band-aids ready. No. No, we're not going to cut ourselves. You know what we do here? We get the vise out and we use the vise on this. But guaranteed that, probably almost guaranteed that'll crack the piece. But I don't see any junk in this one. There's no junk in this. Oh, there's a little piece there. It's that overhang that's happening when you print orientation this way. Now I'm wondering if I should just reprint them and try and print them this way and see what happens. Let's try that. It's a very, very fast print. Hello, Timor714. So let's get the build plate back in place. Okay, we're gonna go back and we're gonna go back to here. And let's pop this up. Let's just try them in this orientation just for shits and giggles and see what happens. We'll clone that. We'll just do one of them. We'll just clone one so we have 2 pieces. There we go. Let's slice it and let's print it. There we go. See if that makes a difference. Okay, so we got these in. We got the 2 heat insets in. Now we're going to work on the lights, on the LEDs. Okay. What's the worst? I know this whole This whole stream is the worst. I get it. I get it. I really do. I really do. But I'm doing my best. Okay. Now next to the LEDs to illuminate the hot end. Start by placing the pre-wired NeoPixel LEDs into the dual Neo holder to ensure proper fit. Gently bend the wires at the center so the LEDs can drop cleanly into the designated slots. Bundle the wires. Look at the image details. Bundle the wires to the right side of the tool head, latch side. Carefully route the wires into the cable channels as the fans will be installed in front of them and space will be limited. Okay, so they're going to route the wires. Okay, let's have a look and see what we're looking at here. Okay, so we are looking at this piece right here. Let's get the mouse out of the way here. This piece right here, and our LEDs are right here, like so. And they do fit in there nice. See, these are a little wired a little differently than the ones that are showing. So they show 2 NeoPixels on here, separate ones, whereas these ones that we're actually working on are wired like so. So these ones are almost put together. And it almost looks like I need to put a screw of some sort in through that hole to hold them in. What are you doing? What do you need?
I'm gonna say hi to the viewers.
Well, then come and say hi. Come and say hi. Don't just stand over there and, you know.
Waiting for you to recognize.
What?
I was gonna do.
Well, what were you going to do?
I was trying to tell you.
You're trying to scare me.
No.
Oh.
I was trying to.
Well, say hi.
Hello,
Camera right
everyone.
there.
Hello, Guy the Jedi. Hello. I cannot pronounce some of these names.
I know, neither can I. You have Guy the Jedi, Kilroy's Odessa Woodworking, Big Bad Joe, Andrew Humphrey, Nick.
Yeah.
Jerry's on stream. Tell Jerry hello.
Hello, Jerry.
You know, there's also everybody. Just say hi, everybody. That way it'll cover everybody. See?
Hello, everyone.
GTR Dad is here. Another CG is here.
Well, hello.
And they're all and the class clown's here. Just say hi, class clown.
Hi, class clown.
There he is, right there. Andrew Humphrey. He's the class clown. There you go. He is.
Oh, hello, Andrew Humphrey. Make some good jokes this stream.
Okay, see you later.
See you later.
So this is a little different than the image. So I'm going to need to compromise. I am almost sure that there should be some sort of a screw that's holding these in, because there is a hole in the middle of this. There is a hole in the middle of this. There's a hole in my bucket. Anyways, and then this is going to go in like so. Well, let's just see if there's anything that's going to actually hold that in without me having to screw that in. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Audio. What's going on with my audio? Check, check. Check, 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 check. Oh, your speaker came undone. Pfft. Don't scare me like that. Audio, video, sound cutting in and out. No. Tell me it's not. I've got this. Everything's good. I got a nice big bar there. Like I got big bouncy bars. I think we're okay. Hopefully we're okay. Let's get back to this. Those are going to go in there and they're going to slide up into a slot like so. What the heck? Okay, so those are going to slide. So here we go. So, why did I do that? This is the one I want. So these are going to go into here. And then this is going to slide up. That doesn't make any sense. This is going to slide up into there like so. And then on the inside, there's got to be something that's holding that into place here. Maybe, maybe not. And then the wire is going to route around which side? I'm going to assume on this side. Huh. This This is the finicky part here that I have to put a little bit of thought into while the other parts are printing. I'm going to go back and I'm just going to recheck this. Bundle the wires. Look at image details. You see, the image details don't give us much about wire bundling. Bundle the wires to the right side of the tool head, the latch side, so the right side of the tool head. So that is going to be the latch side, which is this side here. Okay. Bundle the wires to the right side of the tool head. Carefully route the wires into the cable channels as the fans will be installed in front of them and space will be limited. Okay. So I think what they're saying there is to route there's the latch side. Okay, I'm guessing that's the latch side because we have some latches here. They want the wires bundled to the right side and then they're going to come up out to the back and then the other fan is going to sit in here. You might be picking up the bamboo. Yeah, you might have been picking up the bamboo. Okay, so these have got to go in here like so. The wires have got to be routed to the right side, and then this is going to go in like this to this slot right here. Like that. If I push that in, I'm committed. That does not want to go in smooth. There and there. Like so, like that. Okay, I guess they're going to stay in place. It looks they're wiggly wobbly, as you can see, right? But they're going to stay in place. They're not going to pull out. And then the wires are going to be routed to the right side carefully. So we'll route the one on the bottom first. This is the finicky part of this. Okay, let's get this one out of the way. Get them down and down through that channel. These hot ends are always finicky when you have all these LED wires and everything coming out. Okay, we'll come down the right side like so. Well, they're not really going to hold into place till I get that fan in there, so. And then this one's going to route down on top of that one into this channel like so. Okay. So you can see the wires are kind of just in, and then there's going to be a fan sitting on top of all those wires. That's going to be tight. Is that ever going to be tight? Okay, well, let's just see. It might be, oh, I see. And then they got to route up through that gap there so that the fan can actually fit in there. Oy, oy, oy. Why do I do this? Why do I torture myself with this stuff? Okay, so we're going to come back up there, through like that. Okay, let's start over. Don't forget, guys, we're going to do a Polymaker Filament draw in about another, oh, we still got a little bit of time, another 40 minutes or so. That's how long it's going to take me to get these wires routed, I guarantee. Maybe not. We're going to try and get this to go. So we have that down like so. Get that green one out of there. There's a very narrow channel to run these wires through, very narrow. And I can't complain. I don't design these parts, so I can't complain because obviously there's limited space in all this. So I'm just gonna, I need to get that fan in there and see what I can do. quite strong cables for an LED. Yeah, they're pretty thick. They're actually pretty thick cables. But okay, let's just see, because I believe now install the 2510 axial hot end fan. This is a push fit component. Should be oriented so the wiring exits to the right. 2510 hot end fan. We're just going to work with this. So there's our 2510 axial hot end fan right here. And they're going to exit to the right as well. Are you kidding? How many wires do we have going down that thing? So at least these are much thinner wires. Okay, so this is going to be, so we always put the label of the fan facing where it's blowing. So this is going to sit in, down in, like so. It's a push fit, like so. And then the wires exit to the right with the rest of these bundle of wires, like so. That only means one thing when you hear that music. Okay, so again, these are very, very, very tight. Okay. So I need to get that other fan in before I can do much more with this. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got a lot of instructions here. Let's make sure I don't skip anything. Proceed with installing the two 3010 DC blower fans. These slide into their respective slots with the blower outlets facing downward. Yeah. For the right side fan, parts fan 1, route the wiring internally alongside the 2510 axial fan cables. You can also add a little Captain tape to hold it in position. Click for wiring image details. Okay, I see. I don't have any Captain tape, but I can put, I don't have Captain tape, but I do have Lieutenant tape, I think. But look at all the wires we're routing through there. Okay. I do have Lieutenant tape, but no Captain tape. Okay, let's have a look. Let's come back here. Let's grab these little fans. Of course, we have two of them. We are pre-wired with our plugs, which is awesome. So we want this to be, let me just see, are we doing fan size? So we want the blower to be on the bottom. Okay, so the blower is on the bottom, like so. And so they say to use Captain tape to run it along the side of the fans like this. So basically, so we're running along the fan like that so that it sticks to the side. So let's see, just popped in to say hello, can't stay, I'm out at dinner, but have a good one. Thank you, 3D Proto Lab, I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you so much. Oops, let me say, thank you, Mike, I appreciate that. Okay, so let's see if I can find something to use that would be equivalent to Captain tape, although, let's see, what are they? I'm going to try it without the tape. I don't have any of that tape, and I don't want to use just standard because obviously. So I'm going to route it. So the fan is going to push in. It's going to, okay. Why is that black wire out of place? Going to be very, these are very dainty wires, these little blower ones. So that's got to go in with the blowers facing down. Okay. So we're going to get them in. This is going to go in like so. You get out of the way. You need 12 hands here. That's why they want you to use tape to hold these wires from trying to sneak out to the front or the side. Okay, there's the fan going in. And I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to work. It's not all the way in, but it's in most of the way. And can I push it in further without breaking anything? I think we're okay. I think we're going to be okay. I have all the wires coming up. Part fan, hot end cooling fan, and our LEDs. Okay. And then the other one. Okay, for the left side fan, install it with the wires facing outward. Click for wiring details. So the left side fan, they are saying, okay, and then we're going to run it up through this little channel over here. So we have all those ones coming out there. Left fan's going to run through that channel, like so. Okay. Because this one is going to go in like this. Okay, perfect. Just gotta push this one in a little further, because this one's got all those wires underneath. Okay, and now we're gonna run this one up through this little channel, like so. Over with the rest of them. Oh, that's where. Oh, that's where that other thing goes. Okay, there's another in the image. That's where that other bearing goes. Where is that little bearing? It's this one. I just noticed that there's supposed to be a bearing right in here. This little guy, before I put that in, this little guy right here. Oops. Got to get him in before. Obviously I missed that, so there we go. He's supposed to be in there. That's the filament guide. Now I can route this wire, and it won't be in the way of that bearing. Okay, where's my little tweezers? There's my tweezers. Just got to push these wires in underneath this. There we go. Up along here. I got to get me some of that Captain tape. Make life a little easier, I think. Okay, there we go. Tuck those wires down. Why don't you want to stay down? Come on. Big fingers don't help either. There we go. Okay. Man, this is... Here, what if I use this? Okay, let's just leave it at that for now. Let's just leave it there. Okay, so we've got that one routed up here like this. Finally install the fan grill. This is a push-in fit part. Clips into the 4 screw holes on the front of the 2050 axial fan. Okay, so the fan grill, it's this guy here. That's going to be the dragon head up. And that's going to go... Oh, hang on, I see this one. There we go. This one's a little cleaner. This one's going to go, fits into the 4 holes of the thing. Oh, so it's going to go in at a little angle like that. There's the fan grill. That guy's got to stay in place. That LED holder does not want to stay in there. It's all those wires in there. That does not want to go in too good. But I think once this is all put together, hopefully, yeah, see the wires are pushing that out. These wires in here are putting pressure on it. So, see, that's just going to pop back open like that. Not happy with that. So many wires. Okay, come on. Oh, that's what happened because I pushed the fan back out because this, and I just broke broke 2 of the legs on this thing. Okay, well, that's why I printed extras. Okay, let's push those broken pieces through. And there we go. Okay, 3 shots for $1 on this one. So here's another one. These are supposed to push through the 4 corners of the fan. There, there. Huh. Okay, I think that got it. There we go. That got it for sure. But again, this thing is so loose, this LED holder. I could glue that in there, I'm sure, but then if I ever have to change it, I'm hooped. I'll worry about that when the time comes. Is that where the Vorpal blade goes? No. Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay right now on this for now. So that's what we've got so far. And we got the fans in. Okay. So let's see these parts. I printed the other orientation now. Let's get these off. Let's see if this made a difference. Okay. Definitely made the clearance better. And that definitely slides in easier. And it worked. So whoever you were that said change the orientation, genius, it worked. Because now the blade, it's in and it's locked in. So we will keep this spare one. Okay, let's go back to that so we can finish that one off properly. Let's just go previous. And we'll go back up to here. There we are. So now we got the blade in. Slide the blade carrier into the cutter arm and secure it with using the M216 button head cap screw. This can also be done as the last step for safety. Then install the N52 magnets. Okay, so let's find the blade holder. Let's find this piece here. Hang on, where am I looking? This is the, oh, I see the difference. Okay, so yeah, this is the difference between these 2 pieces here. This is the one I want. It's got the little bubble head, which is going to use, that's where the screw that pushes the cutter activates the cutter. So this one I don't need. This is the one I want right here. No blood. No blood yet. Thank goodness. So, okay, so let's go back to this. So we're going to slide the blade carrier into the cutter arm and secure it using M216 button head. So let me find the M216 button head. I've got all my screws sorted here. So M2 16 button head. I should have all my screws sorted here. M2 16 button head right here. Right here. That's this tiny little guy. Right here. And we got a package of 1. Come on. I hate opening these. Okay, there's the M216 button head. I'll leave this in the holder just for now because I know me. This goes this way, like so. This goes through here. And the M216 button head is going to screw right through this side. Right here. What do I need? I need a tiny, tiny thing. Is this the one? That is the one. So this should go through here. Okay. Hey, Petty Rexman. Did I say hi earlier? Probably not. Okay, this is going to screw right all the way in. There we go. So far, so good. Oops. I don't trust this cap being off. Let's leave that on there. Ah, hell, it fell off. Okay, let's just leave it. No blood, no blood, no blood. Okay. Okay, that is all the way through. You can see that screwed right through. That's pretty tight. I don't think it wants to be that tight. There's got to be a little bit of flexibility there. There we go. That's better right there. So we have a little bit of movement here. Okay, so we got that part in. Install the N52 magnet into the cutter arm, making sure its polarity resists each other like a spring. Okay, so into the cutting arm. So the magnets are going there. Where are the N52 magnets? N52. There's one here, but the other one should be on here. Where are we here? Okay, the other magnet is on the end here, so we want to make sure they oppose each other. So okay, so we want this one. Come on. There we go. We want this one to oppose this one. So that one's attracting that one, so we want that one the opposite way. I'm going to put a little dab of glue to ensure it holds the magnet in there. I'm a little, that blade showing, it's making me nervous. There won't be blood. Just a dab of glue in here. A little bit. That's all it needs, just a tiny dab of glue. Okay, now we want the magnet to go on the opposite. We don't want it to go on this way, we want it to go on the opposite way. So the part that's adhering that, we want that to turn. And we want that to be the inside that gets glued in, just like so, so that those oppose each other. Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll let that glue dry a little bit, and then Bob will be our uncle. There we go, we got the magnet in. Okay. Dab of super glue if it seems loose. Exactly. Install the two MR63ZZ bearings into their designated slots on the extruder. MR63ZZ. MR63ZZ. Where are you, MR63ZZ? MR63ZZ bearings. right there, 2 bearings. There will be booed. No booed. There's our 2 tiny bearings. They go in these slots right here. One there. What are those for, I wonder? And one there. Who am I to guess? Who am I to question? Whoops. Leave it laying down so they don't fall out. So we got the 2 bearings that went in these 2 slots here. Okay. And it's easy to lose your bearings here. See what it's, oh, I gotta show you that, look. It's easy to lose your bearings here. Ensure you're aware of the assembly's orientation when setting it down to prevent loss. These bearings will engage with the filament once it's detected after complete assembly. If the filametrix does not move easily or freely, remove the 2M16 button. Remove the M2 and sand the plastic blade carrier lightly until it moves freely. Okay, so that's this part here, I guess, that they wanted it to move. They want this to move freely, so that might be a little bit tough because it is. It's not literally bouncing up and down on its own. So maybe I have to remove that, sand the sides of this a little bit, and so it roams freely. So let's do that. So, and I don't want to lose my bearings. Otherwise I won't know where I'm going and I won't know which direction is up. So let's go ahead and do that. Rather than sand, I got some little files here I'll use on it. I just have to remember where I put them and I do see them good. So we'll just remove this, because obviously that's got to move very freely. Okay. So we'll pop that back out. Yeah, and we're just going to sand the sides of this a little bit. So let me grab my, this one should work. I got these little baby files here. And we'll just, no blood, because we're going to leave that blade covered. Okay, and this side, no blood. Oh, there's that blade exposed. Don't nobody jinx me. And almost, a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. That was this way. Oh, that's better. Okay, that's going to be better right now. Let's get the screw back in. Okay. Ooh. She's really loose now. Go ahead. You have my permission. Okay, get this back in. There we go. Oh, a little too tight. There we go. So there we go. That's moving much more freely now. See? I can actually wiggle it just like that. We're moving free. There we go. That's what they required. So now you can see that that'll just move up and down. Wiggle, wiggle, wobble. Where is your motorized driver? Oh, it's behind me. It's behind me. Okay. Till it moves freely. There we go. Blade. Note, the blade carrier can be installed last to avoid the chances of injury. Ah, I never get injured. Once you've checked the fit at the stage of the installation, you can remove the blade carrier to make the rest of the build easier. Simply remove the screw. Nah, I'll take a chance. I'll take my chances. Check for wiring detail for cover. Click for wiring detail for cover. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, the wires have got to go right through underneath on that. Okay. Install the filament cutter, the extruder motor, and the front cover. Carefully insert one wire at a time into the wiring channel. Okay. So we have the wiring. See, I just dropped the bearing again, so that's why we got to be careful of these bearings. Okay, so this guy is going to go on here like so. These wires, oh man, these are the fiddly little parts. So these wires, see the bearings keep falling. Here, let's take these bearings out just till I get these wires run, and then I can actually, so one wire at a time, and what we're doing is we're running these wires through this little channel right here, because this goes on the front like so, and then we need to route these wires. So let's go ahead and do that one at a time here. Hopefully I can do that without covering too much up. There's one wire, there's two wires, there's the blue wire like so, and then there's this LED wire. One at a time, it said, Tim, one at a time, like that. Okay. Like that. Come on. There we go, like that. Okay, but I have to get those bearings in there. Let's get those two bearings put back in here. There's the one. There's the second one. Okay, we get that back on there like so. Okay, and then it says to use. This cover came out, I'm not worried about that. Okay, so we got that part done. That's not what I wanted, stop, okay. So we have that together like that. Okay, start by inserting the M312 button head cap screw through the cover and lightly tighten to hold the assembly in place. Okay, that's the M312 button head cap screw through the cover. M312, let's find that. Okay, M312 button head cap screw. M312. Flathead cap screw. Where's my button head cap screw? M312 button head cap screw right here. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can keep that assembly together. No, that's not going to stay together for me. So we're going to play ambidextrous here. So here, not ambidextrous, but we're going to be a contortionist. We're going to hold that open with that while I open this bag. A 3D Medic vents. Okay. And then which side are we running it through? Through the cover and lightly tighten it to hold the assembly in place. This is a good time to check the alignment of the sensor pins. Okay. So let's just make sure we got all the wiring in place here. The M312 is going on which side? Where the heck do they want me to put that in? Oh, right here. That's going to go in right there. Is it? Is it really? That's not going to fit. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is going to fit. Look at that. Okay, good. So that is going to fit. Lightly. There we go. It holds the whole assembly in place. Okay. Now it says, this is a good time to check the alignment of the sensor pins to the two MR66 bearings using a piece of filament to engage and listen for clicking of the micro switches. Then align the filament cutter and insert the M3x40. So, okay, so that's what those sensor switches that were at the back of this were, are filament sensor switches. So it knows when the filament goes in and hits the top one and then hits the bottom one. So let's grab a piece of filament. You have to rely on Andrew Humphrey for shenanigans. Yes. I gave Nightbot a talking to. So, yeah. Nightbot won't be bothering you for a bit here. Let's grab a piece of filament here. Any filament will do. Grab a piece of this red ABS. Okay, now we have to insert the filament and listen for the clicking of the micro switches. Okay. I hear the first one, and I hear the second one. Yeah, you have to just take my word for it that I can hear them. There's the first one. There's the second one. I can hear the micro switches engaging, yes. Okay, perfect. Then align the filament cutter and insert the M3x40. Okay, where's my M3x40? That's probably, where did I put it? Right here. I think that's this one right here. Let's just make sure that that's a 40 millimeter. Yeah, that's the M3x40 for sure right there. Yeah, okay. Okay, install the filament cutter. So where does the filament cutter go? Okay, so here's what we're looking at right here. I know my arm's in the way, but there we are. And then we're going to install the M3x40 right through the filament cutter. We're going to be doing two. So let's see. Okay. Once aligned, position the, okay. Then align the filament cutter, insert the M3x40 button, and after that, tighten it just enough to keep it in position. Okay, so M340, we're going to do that, which I believe is the top one. So this guy, so the filament cutter right here, that's going to come in like so. And the M3x40, because we have the magnet resisting it here, but this is going to go through here, through this guy, all the way through the whole thing. Okay, let's put this right through. Yeah, my electric one's there, but this way I can get a little more control over. Okay, that's not hitting something here. Something's not hitting. Just got to make sure that these holes are cleaned up so this thing can go through cleanly and smoothly. So I'm just going to take my little bit here and just make sure, there we go. Everything's smooth. Okay. So we take this goes through here. It's a little tricky with that magnet wanting to push it away from everything, like so. But that's the whole purpose of that magnet, right? So, okay. I'm trying not to cut myself here. That's why they say you don't have to put that thing in right now if it makes it easier to install without it. But hey, here we go. There we go. And right through. There we go. Now that's going to go in, and that's going to secure to that heat inset we put on the other side. There we go. Now we're in. And we'll just lightly tighten it, not tight. So there, that's what the magnet does, right? So the magnet, the opposing magnet is what basically, it's like instead of the spring like they had on the other one, it's a magnet that causes that to push back, which is actually pretty cool. So rather than the spring, that way we don't lose a spring. That's pretty cool the way that's operating. It's not showing, this gap here is what you're saying, right? That gap, but according to the diagram, no. If you look here, see they've, not at this point anyways, they're saying put the M3x40 in there to hold it in place. So it's showing nothing in that gap. So what we did is we put this screw here through here and into this heat inset there. Let's see what it says next. Once aligned, position the extruder motor and secure it with M345 socket head cap screws. Lightly tightened. So we're going to get the motor. Here we go. So now we're going to align the motor. Yeah, see there's nothing in that gap right here, and there's nothing in this gap right here. So, no, nothing in those gaps. Okay, the motor, which is right here. Okay, let's grab the motor out. Okay, and we need position the extruder motor, M345 right here. M345 socket head cap screw. Okay, so the motor is going to go on this side, and the wires are going to want to come out probably the back like this. So the motor's going to go in here, and it's going to be positioned. Does that make any sense? What am I missing? Hang on a sec here. Okay, I'm missing something here. Hold on. Let's have a look. So that's the one they tell me to secure the motor with, is this one right here, the M345 socket head cap screw to allow for final adjustment. Okay, so this is going to go in here. Why does it not want to? It's not reaching the hole. So if you look at this, it can't reach that hole. So what is, hang on one second, that just about jabbed me. I'm going to stick this, I'm going to stick that on there. So this is the motor. The motor is not, the holes are not lining up on either side. Okay, what am I missing here? What am I missing? Obviously I'm missing something. This is the hole they want me to secure the motor to right here. Rotate 45 degrees. Oh. Oh, that, okay. Oh, I get it. Okay, no, okay. My bad, that was pretty stupid. This is the hole they want me to put through for the motor. This one. No, hang on. Yeah. Oh, they show. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, hang on a minute. I'm disoriented here. Of course, we don't have heat insets for the motor because the motor is threaded itself. That's what that was confusing me. Okay, so there's the motor on the back. We're going to put this bottom one right here. Okay, okay, yes, yes, yes. See, I feel foolish when I do crap like this, but hey, that's okay. It's okay to feel foolish once in a while. That's what this is all about. Right through, there we are. Okay, so that's going to go in like so. There we are. That's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing, guys. I'm really not that dumb, you know. Okay, there we are. There we are. Okay, and of course, there we go. And then this is the one up here where we adjust the tension of the motor with that little slotted one right there so that we can adjust the tension that the motor hits the gears. What can I say? Slightly embarrassing. But we got it done. We got it done. That's why you guys are there. I was trying to thread the motor into a heat inset, and that was just like, duh. When are we doing the draw? The draw is any time here. You're used to it, Questionable Choices said. Used to me being stupid, I know. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm honest, that's the main thing. Moving to the right side, install the extruder lever lock and secure it using M335 socket head cap screw. So, okay, M335. That's an M325, M335 socket head cap screw right here. Not stupid, just bumbleline. Bumbleline, yeah. I get confused sometimes, that's all. Okay. I think I need to secure. Okay. And extruder lock lever, which is right. I know there's a lock lever here. It's right. Where did I put it? Right here. There it is. Right in front of me. Right in front of me. Okay. There's the extruder lock lever. This guy goes in here. And then we're using the M3x35, which is this guy here. We're going to line this up. And the lock lever is going to go in here. Come on. Get in the hole. Come on. Just got to get this lined up, that's all. It's a lot to hold with my hands. This is where big hands come in handy, I guess. There we go. And this will screw in here. Like so. There's our lock lever. Now, what's it say? Tighten it lightly. Okay, so we'll tighten it a hair more here. And lightly so that it moves. There we go. Next, unscrew the tensioner and open the latch to access the final mounting point. Here, install the M3x8 button head cap screw and lightly tighten it. Slowly pivot the extruder motor till it makes contact with the extruder gears to ensure proper engagement. Gently rotate the exposed extruder gear on the left side. This will help you find the optimal. Okay, M3x8. So what they want here is the M3x8. M3, M2, M3x8. Is that a socket head they want? Button head, there we go. Which is one of these guys. And this is going into right in here. And this is where we're gonna just not quite tight, so we have room to move this, and then we're gonna move this gear until we can move the extruder gear. So too loose. Let's tighten it. And just a hair in. That feels good there. Let's snug this up. Let's double check this. Maybe a little tight. Let's loosen that off, back that off just a little bit here. That feels a bit better. That feels a bit better. Brent. Okay, that feels better. There's no binding or anything happening in the extruder there. Oh, let's put that, where's my clear cap on here? This guy goes in here. Did that get pushed out? Oh, I see the wires got pushed up here a bit. So move that wire out of the way. Oh, something's in the way here. Everything fits in here very tight. That's what she said. There we go. There's the cover. Okay, so far, so good. Let's just take a pause here. Let's cut to this. Now, why don't we give away some filament? We're going to do the draw. Let me open the draw here. Give me a second here. Boom, boom. You guys are going to go ahead and follow instructions right here. So we're going to do some filament. Type hashtag Polymaker in the comments to join. Everybody that types hashtag, you will see your name come in here. We have 45 people watching. Let's get a lot of entries here. Big Bad Joe is the only entry so far. Hashtag Polymaker. There we go, starting to populate now. There we go. Doo-doo-boo-boo, da-da-da-da. And we'll do the draw. We'll give you guys some time to do that. Meantime, I'm going to cheat and look at the rest of the instructions as you guys type hashtag Polymaker for your chance to win. You will get your code instantly tonight. I already have your code. Yes, sirree. Okay, I'm cheating. I'm reading ahead. That's okay. It's still not going to help me. Still not going to help me. 31 entries so far. 48 people watching, 31 entries. How many likes do we have on the video? I know it's been quite an interesting one tonight. 48 watching. We have 5 likes. 5 likes? That can't be right. Let me refresh that and see. 32 likes. Oh, that's better. Whew. That scared me. I thought there was only 5 likes, and I was going to say, well, bye. Yeah. Anyways, 32 likes. That's awesome. Okay, so keep on entering. We'll give you guys a few more minutes to enter. Then we will spin to win. And when you win, whoever wins, whoever the lucky wiener is, you are going to email me at dwit3dcanada@gmail.com, and I will immediately send you a code while we are live. I'm just going to put this out of the way here so I can make some room. I'm just going to grab a drink of water while you guys are doing that entry. Okay, keep going. I'm going to grab some water. Water. Water, you say? Yes, I say. And some ice. Let's get some ice. There we go. Yes, the studio has an ice maker. I gotta put some water in the ice maker. Boom, 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 boom. And some water in my cup. There we go. Have a refreshing drink of water. There we go. Coming back. We're going to do the draw. Everybody's entered, I hope. Everybody said hashtag Polymaker. 34 entries. Time is up. We're going to do the spin to win in 5, 4, 3. Hang on a second. I just saw something flash by. There we go. We're all wieners for watching and knowing you. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. And the winner is, look at all those names flash by. Slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. It's going to stop on. Nick. Whoa, there we go. Congratulations, Nick. Nick. Oh, you were... Nick, congratulations. Go ahead and send me an email right away, Nick, to this email address I'm going to type. dwit3dcanada@gmail.com. Go ahead and send me an email to that email address and I'll send you your prize right away. Like when I say right away, I mean right away. The draft is already created. I just need the address. So go ahead and send that to me and we'll get you your code right away. And in the meantime, we will continue on with what we were doing. So, and congratulations, Nick. Okay, we'll leave that name up on the board for, well, we don't have to leave that name on the board for now. Let's go ahead and take that off of there. We know who the winner is. He is in chat because he has been chatting. He was the last one to chat, actually. And we'll hide that and we'll come back to, that and we'll move on. Yes, awesome. Was busy cooking Philly cheesesteaks. Now you're making me hungry. Okay, once satisfied with the alignment, okay. Okay, if you can turn it easily, then if you can't turn it easily, readjust the screw until the wheel moves smoothly. Yeah, it was moving pretty smoothly. I could probably loosen it up a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to loosen it up a hair more, just because. That's the nice thing is that there's lots of adjustability to this thing. Just going to move it a hair more out. There we go. There, where are we? Come on, there we go. Yeah, that's moving good. That's moving good. Okay. Peppers, onions, mushrooms. Whoa. We're going to go back to this screen. Is there an email yet? Not yet. Nick's got to email me. Okay. Once satisfied with the alignment, ensuring gears are engaged without applying excessive pressure, fully tighten the 2 screws securing the extruder motor in place, which I can do. That's that one, which I already did fully tighten, but that one, and then the other one is this one that goes like right through like the whole kit and caboodle. This one right there. And I just exposed my blade again. There we go. Okay, now with that done, recommended to add Loctite to the 2 motor mount screws so it doesn't come undone. We can do that later. Well, add Loctite, really? Like, seriously? I guess I could put a dab of Loctite in there and a dabble of Loctite in there. But it's better to be on the screws. Why didn't you tell me that before I tightened them? But actually, if I do a dab of it on it now, it'll prevent it from unthreading itself. So let's just do that. Possibly. I don't know, whatever. We're going to do this. We'll put a little bit on there. I don't want to get that on the plastic though. That's more than a dabble. And we'll put a little bit on there. Let that run down into the threads. There we go. Full-time hibachi chef if the wife gets her way. There you go. Well, when you're too good at what you do, that's what happens. Okay, we'll just let that Loctite settle in there. That'll be fine, okay. And let's go back. Now we can install the tool head board onto the extruder. Okay, do I have everything in place right here? I do. I'm wondering what that latch is for right here, but we'll figure that out in a minute. Using the tool, now we can install the tool head board onto the extruder. Start by placing the two M316 knurled standoffs found in the Nighthawk kit onto the screws protruding from the extruder motor, then mount the N36 Nighthawk 36 tool board bracket and secure it using M38 button head cap screws. Okay, so that Nighthawk kit is right here. Here's the Nighthawk 36 kit. Am I zoomed all the way out here? No, I'm not. There we are. Let's go ahead and pull this open. So there should be some knurled screws in here. Whoa. And we're looking for the two black knurled screws. Knurled. There they are right there. So those are the knurled standoff screws right there. Okay. Those will get the Loctite on them too, so because that's where the Loctite is. Okay, start by screwing those into where the extruder motor came out, so that's going to go into right there. Okay. Right there, and on the other side. Come on. These will be Loctited on as well. But these will also hold it from coming loose as well, so yeah, whatever. Whatever. There we go. So there's those two on there. I swear I'm going to cut myself with that blade yet. Okay. There's that. Then mount the NH36 tool head board bracket and secure it using two M38 button head cap screws. Okay, two M38 M3 button by 8 button head cap screws, which are these ones. We'll need two of these. 1, 2. Let's get the tool head board out of here. That's this guy right here, the tool head PCB. Come on, come on. Like so. Okay, and we're going to secure it this way. Which way's up? Do I have... Okay, this goes on to here first. Okay, this goes on to here. And then this is going to go on to those, like so. Okay, let's get this right. Let's read carefully here. Okay. Oh, we're securing that one on first. Oh, mount the bracket using, yeah, okay. The mount the bracket first, duh. Okay, so let's get these. Here's our M3 by 8s. Boom, boom, boom. That one's going here. Into the knurly dude. Knurly. Okay, and then the second one. Oops. Helps if I turn the camera. This one's going into that knurled one, like so. That's the bracket on the back like that. Okay. And then align the N36 board with a mount and fasten in place using another 2, optionally 4 button head cap screws. So I can use 2 or 4 because there's 4 places to mount it. And it looks like these are self-threading, self-tapping. So let's do 1, 2, let's get 4 out just in case I decide to use 4. Okay, so these are the 4 holes here. Self-tapping, so this is going to go on like so. Okay. Dun-dun-dun. Another 10 or 12 minutes, we'll get this part finished. Here we go. And that's just going to tap into plastic, so we don't want to overly tighten. Just until we hit the base of the board, surface of the board, like so. Okay. Put this one in. I got that. There's where all that Loctite's going to hit my fingers. I'm going to have Loctited fingers. Okay, there's the 2. Now I can do the other optional 2 at the bottom, but that's pretty snug. Like, that's very tight. I don't think I'll do the 2 at the bottom. I'll just do the 2 that they said. That seems to have worked, although that one seems to have... There we go. There we go. So I'll just use the 2. I think that's going to be plenty. Okay, so we're at that stage right now. There we go. Okay. Lastly, install the upper strain relief using the M3x12 flathead cap screw. With the extruder assembly now complete, test it by loading a piece of filament and ensure it moves smoothly, gently up and down to get a feel for how easy it passes through the system. You can also listen for the click of the sensor switches to confirm they are engaging. Okay, so we're going to do the strain relief with an M3x12 flathead right here. M3x12 flathead. And the strain relief piece is right here. Right here. So this is going to sit in here like so. Whoops. Curve towards the front. Yeah, right. Oh, there's a little support material in there. There we go. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So this is going to go in. Is that the right way? Hang on. There, right there. Why is that not sitting in there as flat as it looks like it should? I guess that is the right way. I guess that's right. Okay, again, self-tapping. Here we go. There's the strain relief piece right there. That's what it looks like from the back side. See, it almost looks like that should sit up in there better, doesn't it? But it don't. I'll have to look at that. I almost, my OCD tells me that that should be sitting in straighter than that. Straighter than it is. Looks like it's on a slight angle. But it could just be I need to clean up a bit of stuff on the back of it. That's possible. But yeah, no. I mean, that's, I don't know. Anyways. Now it says, finally test it with a piece of filament going through. Where did I put my piece of filament? Right here. So run this through. Boom, boom, boom. Can I feed that through? Here we go. That bearing does not want to stay in there. There we are. I wonder if that's going to be an issue in the long run. There goes the filament through. Now it is a smooth pass. It's tight because we're fighting against the resistance of the motor. And there's the cutter. But it is smooth, albeit tight. Let me go ahead and let me loosen off that motor one just a hair. I'm just going to loosen that motor a bit while I'm here. So undo that one a hair, undo this one a hair. I think there's plenty of room for play there. Okay. Okay, let me just... Oh, that's as backed off as it can go, right there. Okay, so that's as loose as I can get that motor against those gears. And oh, look at that. You guys called it. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. Hang on a second here. I'm not surprised that happened. I got a quick Band-Aid. How did I know that was going to happen eventually? Okay. There will be blood. No worries at all, you guys. There is no blame to be had. It's my own stupidity. I know the blade's there. Okay, there we go. Let's get that back in place. You little bugger blade, you. And again, there's not much room there. If you look at where the blade is and the filament path, it is extremely close to that filament path, which is all right. Okay, so let's pop a piece of filament down the top. Let's go ahead and roll it down. We'll see it come out here. There we go. And then the blade cutter would just go whoop. I mean, that is sharp. That is sharp. Okay, and I did hear the micro switches connect. The official sacrifice to the 3D printing gods, yeah. Yeah, that I may still loosen that off a little bit, but otherwise right now it seems pretty good. Yeah, it seems pretty good for now. Yeah. Anyways, there will be blood. Okay. But the nice thing about it is, you know, quick Band-Aid right there. Green tape. The goal is to achieve a secure grip without excessive pressure. If the grip is too tight, you'll notice deep indentations in the filament from the drive gear. And they're not deep. There are indentations from the drive gear, but they are not excessively deep, which it's hard to tell here, but you can see that, well, maybe you can't, but you have to take my word for it that it's not that deep. It is difficult to go through because you're pulling with the stress of the motor itself, the resistance of the motor. But for the most part, that is the extruder end built. So that's the extruder end built right there. We have the cutter. This is obviously going to be something that we clip it on to the top end with. Let's see. Yeah, there's obviously going to be a screw that this clips on here with. Something like this is going to come up to this part here. That's going to clip into here somewhere. This is going to, that's what these little indentations here are for, so that's going to ride on there. Something like that. And then this is going to clip, oops. This has got to come up. Anyways, this is going to go in here somehow, and it's going to be, you know, you get the idea of what this is going to end up looking like. But we got a hot end to put it and everything in it and everything next time as well. So there we go. Oh my goodness, half your house power went out. Phone hotspot to the rescue. Don't forget to fill out the health and safety report. Yeah, right, really. I need one of those, don't I? Well, we made some good progress again. Started off a bit slow, made a couple dumb mistakes on my end and blah, blah, blah. But hey, what the heck? We got a fair bit done. It's time to go. Again, I will not, now again, I've had people comment and say, man, it takes you a long time to build this thing. Well, I'm only doing it live. I could have this all built and put together by next week if I wanted to, but I'm doing it live. So this is concerning though. The concerning thing is that this bearing for the filament path keeps shifting. And I can see that being an issue, that it's not actually being locked into place here. So we'll see what happens. But what I mean is this part right here, this little bearing for the filament path, you can see that if I shake this just a little, it actually will fall out of place a little bit. So hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue moving forward. It's a great idea because it makes some, yeah, see right there, it just fell out of place. You can see right there how it's out of place and the filament would come and hit it. Wouldn't be able to get through. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, won't worry about that right now. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate that. Next week, we'll try not to do any blood. It was inevitable. You guys jinxed me. Really, right towards the end of the stream, I was doing so damn good, too. God. Anyways, what can you do? My finger won't fall off. It'll be fine. A little bit of polysporin won't hurt. Should there be two? No, there shouldn't be. I would almost think there should be something to lock that in, but I'm going to look further. It almost like there's something that could go in there to lock that bearing in place, but there is another one, but it's on the other side here. So there was two of them, but they're both being used for the same purpose. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everybody as always. I want to thank yes, I want to, oh, wrong screen. 100 days sober today. Congratulations, Icon. Good for you. Good for you. You should be proud of that. That's awesome. So, okay, guys. Yeah, Mark, I'm going to think about that and we'll see what happens. But I appreciate everybody. And you guys, we'll see you next week. We'll continue doing this. And then next part's going to be tearing this apart and getting the hot end put on here. I may need to get new belts. I have to decide that. But we'll decide that when the time comes. We'll cross that bridge when we go. blood sacrifices needed to project for the project to be successful. Well, we should be very successful now, so because it's starting to come through the tape. Talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye for now.